Hey everybody, Ivan here. Welcome in to another video on the channel. Today, I want to take you on a little journey in learning about a very special comb that I offer on my website. It is the Pro Finish lining, edging, detailing, trimming, and finishing comb. It's got a really cool story behind it as to why I offer it for sale, and I think it's a comb that you probably want to consider adding to your comb collection. Before we get into it, of course, we do the housekeeping. Like the video, comment on the video, share the video with a friend in the business who could benefit from it, turn on your notifications, and subscribe to the channel. All right, this is the Pro Finish comb, and I offer it on the website in white and in black, and where it is listed, you can buy a two-pack, 2 black, 2 white, or you can buy one of each. But let's talk about what this comb is all about to understand how it fits into your station, your drawer, and your technical work. The Pro Finish comb, first and foremost, what I think I want to tell you about it is you don't have a comb this thin. In all likelihood, any comb you have in your station is thicker than this. So when it comes to close detailed work with a fine trimmer, really catching that short hair, if you want to use a comb, your smallest comb is probably too thick. So you've been doing this through direct work with a trimmer or direct work through the adjustment feature on a clipper. If you've wanted to go in with overcomb technique, you probably couldn't because your comb is probably too thick for that. So let me give you the backstory on it. I had been buying a version of this comb in white. It was called a B.W. Boyd 573. B.W. Boyd, Japanese company, used to see them at all the shows back in the day. The 573s were a white carbon-infused plastic. They were the perfect combination of flexibility and durability. And the white, for visual purposes, was absolutely stunning. I used to buy them half dozen at a time for my own personal use behind my chair. And I liked them so much, and I shared them with other professionals, that I started buying them to sell them. And literally, this comb is probably the first comb I ever offered to other people when I really became a bit of a comb nut and wanted to share combs with other folks. Now, I stopped buying the 573 when I started to source them myself. These are copies of the original 573, and we'll talk a little bit about how these guys are distinct, but the 573s over time have become very, very expensive. You can still find them. They're good combs if you can get them. They're pricey combs. You don't need to spend that much because I have some alternatives. But the 573 in white, it was also offered in black, was just the greatest lining, edging, detailing, and finishing comb. Super thin, very fine teeth, medium teeth, a little bit of overcomb work if you wished with scissors, but that's not really what this comb was for. It's not a haircutting comb. It's a lining, edging, detailing, and finishing comb. The majority of its use is for controlling very, very short hair. They're flexible enough that you can torque them up against the head. Look at the visibility on that. Can't be beat. Now, I offer the black and the white, and you'll notice if you hold them up next to each other, there are some very, very fine yet subtle differences between the two. And that is because I have different sources for the two different combs. Kind of a long story, but I'll give you a little bit of the information. They're both labeled with the haircutcombs.com website. That is one of my alternate websites that goes into my web store, but they're slightly different. There's a little bit of different in the end of the comb. If you hold them up next to each other, it's just a hair longer, the black one is, but the basic comb is basically the same. Dark hair, light combs, light hair, dark combs. You know how that part of it works. Now, what I'll tell you is this. These were also offered, you may know it as a 9900. There's some folks that sell it under that number. You may also know it as an Oster number 3. When Oster, back in the old days, had their 1, 2, 3 cutting system where they matched the comb to the cutting tool, large, medium, and small comb. This was the comb that they matched to the trimmer in their system, and it was a great choice for that. So 9900, Oster number 3, B.W. Boyd 573, a lot of different names for the same comb. Now, I source the black one here in the United States. It is made domestically. The white one I do source in China. It is made overseas. That's the reason for the slight variation in the mold, and of course the variation in the material. The black one is made from ABS. The white one is made from a similar type material, but it comes out of a mold that is fractionally, as we said, shorter. You'll find them to be almost identical combs. But it is, in my opinion, has been and continues to be the best lining, edging, detailing, and finishing comb available in the industry. It's still a big choice of mine. And the interesting thing is, if you look at my Zoot comb, the handle of the Zoot comb, which features the finishing comb end on it, was copied, modeled, and designed off of some of the basic geometry. I took this because I love this so much, and I incorporated into, that's not the end of my comb that has its own patent, and this is not patented, but I copied what I loved so much here into the finishing comb on the handle of the Zoot comb. So there's a link in the video description to these located where they live on my website if you wish to pick up a pack for yourself, black, white, or a one each pack. BW Boyd 573 9900 Oster number 3 version available through me as a lining and finishing comb. And if you know a lot of old school classic barber guys that like the taper comb, I'll tell you truthfully, I sell a lot more of these because this is a long beloved shape in the business. I sell a ton of them. It has that beaded spine that's got that little bit of curvature to it for rolling and rocking on the head. And it's not as thin as this one. It is thicker. I still sell more of them. It's not as thin, and it doesn't have as much cutting area, so it's a little more risky when you're coming up on it with a trimmer. But hey, numbers are numbers. I still move a lot of these because they're classic, but if you know, you know. And when you know, you know. Now you know. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.